Crypto markets feeling the panic today as it appears that the Mt. Gox Bitcoin is on the move. This is something that the markets have feared for a very long time. And I'm going to break down the situation, give you the truth behind the matter, because actually it's not that big of a deal. There's no reason to be panicking over it. And there might be a slight sell-off, but it's not as scary as some people are going to have you believe that it's going to be. So we're going to break down that story for you. Also, got some great altcoin news. Make sure to stick around for the goods. Let's get it. So let's start off here. The big story. Mt. Gox moved $9.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. Our creditors finally being repaid. Now, in total, Mt. Gox has about 142,000 Bitcoin, a bunch of Bitcoin Cash too, which nobody really cares about. Bitcoin Cash goes to zero. It's not going to be the end of the world, is it? But $9.6 billion worth of Bitcoin is nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of cheddar, man. However, let's put it all in a bit of perspective. It's not actually that crazy. Not actually that crazy. And it hasn't started yet. Wu Blockchain pointing out, Mt. Gox stated in the latest official announcement that they have not yet made direct repayments of BTC or BCH through designated cryptocurrency exchanges, nor have they sold BTC or BCH to make repayments from the proceeds. The Rehabilitation Trustee is currently managing Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin in a secure manner. So here's what you need to know. They have 140,000 Bitcoin. This is for, if you don't know what Mt. Gox is, this is from an exchange hack that happened like a decade ago. It's been a long time coming. So the people who are going to get paid out, they've been waiting a long time for this, and it's great news for them. Now, the thing is, $9.6 billion of the Bitcoin hitting the market sounds pretty scary until you realize that a lot of the people in Mt. Gox, a lot of these people are OGs. Now, some people are 100% going to sell. They need cash. People need money. It's like winning the lottery. If they thought that money was gone, it's come back. Suddenly you're getting this wild windfall. Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I just got, $1 million for the Bitcoin. I'm selling them out, taking the wife and family to Disneyland. Let's go. Right? Most of the people, though, my guess is that these are OGs. They don't actually need to sell. A lot of these guys are great. More Bitcoin, fantastic. I'll just hold on to that for a while. But let's assume that everybody sold $9.6 billion of the sell pressure. Sounds pretty scary. It's not all going to get market dumped on one day. It's not like one person's going to take $9.6 billion of Coinbase and go market sell, bitches, and down the price goes. It doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that. This will be claimed slowly over weeks, right? Not all of it's going to be sold. Probably say less than half will be sold, would be my guess. Might even be quite a bit less than half. So what are we talking about? $4.5 billion of the Bitcoin, maybe. Okay. That's not such a crazy number, actually, when you start to break it down, because look at the demand recently. Now, had this happened in December 2022, I would say hold on to your butts, start praying to whatever God you pray to, because we're going down, baby. But it's happening now. May 2024, Bitcoin ETFs in America, Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong, rising demand right across the board. I've got all the numbers for you to prove this, okay? I'm not really that concerned. I'm not that concerned. Yeah, there's going to be some sell-offs. I'm sure some whale's going to irresponsibly sell 5,000 Bitcoin or something like that. This stuff happens. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. So if you hear people making a big noise about Mt. Gox and their Bitcoin, it's not that big of a deal. Look at the demand recently. $9.6 billion is a lot of money. But in the context of these markets, it's very small. And I even speculated years ago, made videos about this, talking about, well, if all that Bitcoin comes into the market, even back then, it wasn't a big deal, because look at how much daily demand there is. Look at the daily volume. Of course, during a bear market, it's different, but we're not in a bear market right now. We're in a bull market. Things are getting heated up. Things are going to get real crazy. It really couldn't come into the market at a better time, if you ask me. Now is the exact time to release Mt. Gox Bitcoin, pull that off, be done, move on with ourselves. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And let's break down some of the numbers behind this, because I think it's important to understand this, okay? BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF now holds 287,000 Bitcoin, nearly matching GBTC's holdings. Now, that's important to point out, because this is twice the amount that is coming to the market from Mt. Gox. Again, not all of it's going to be sold. Not all of it's going to be sold. So in the past 4 months, we've had this much demand for Bitcoin just from BlackRock. We're not counting Fidelity or any of the other guys. In total, there's now 850,000 Bitcoin or something like that sitting in Bitcoin ETF products in just the USA. That's not accounting for Hong Kong. It's not accounting for South Korea when it comes. That's not accounting for potential mainland China demand. And more on that in a second. But numbers here, guys. Coin Bureau pointing out we had third straight week of inflows to crypto investment products last week. Over $1 billion in inflows last week. $1 billion. So worst case scenario, you get this Mt. Gox Bitcoin getting released, comes into the market. It's not all going to hit the market at the exact same time on day one. Boom, $9.6 billion market. So that doesn't work like that. $4.5 billion maybe going to come and be sold in the market. That is not going to be sold all at the same time. People will claim over weeks. And so you might have, okay, $1 billion flow in a week, but that's going to match the inflows from just the ETF products, okay? It's not that crazy. It really isn't. Crazy stuff. Globally, by the way, Bitcoin ETFs now hold over 1 million Bitcoin if counting Canada and Brazil and Hong Kong and all that fun kind of stuff. That's about 5% of the circulating supply of Bitcoin currently, and that's going to go much, much higher. Demand stays high. Check this out. Again, best possible timing I can imagine for Mt. Gox Bitcoin to be released. The first UK Bitcoin ETPs are now trading live in London. These are spot, physically backed products. More demand. London Stock Exchange, big market. Okay. They now have spot Bitcoin. More demand everywhere. Whales buying like never before. As Mr. Crypto says, don't get fooled here. And this, I thought this was very interesting from Bitcoin News, by the way. They said, despite the ban on digital asset trading, about $86 billion of crypto flowed into China in the 12 months through June 2023. How about that? That's crazy. In spite of all the intense crackdowns in China, still money finds a way. People still want the Bitcoin. It's like I was saying recently, the best possible thing that Beijing could do would be to allow spot Ethereum and spot Bitcoin ETFs to trade in the mainland, because it would satisfy investor demand while helping the Chinese state to stop people from doing the capital fleeing thing, which is what China's really worried about. The people are going to take their capital out of the country. They can't stop because they can't stop Bitcoin, right? Anyway, Mt. Gox, I'm happy people are getting their Bitcoin back. It's a good thing. If anything, you might just be offered a decent buying opportunity from some kind of dip around this. We did see the market dip today, by the way, on this news. Not a massive dip. We went down from 69 to 67.5. So people did get a little bit spooked by it. But it's not that big of a deal. So if people are trying to make a big deal out of it, tell them it's not that big of a deal, okay? And chill out, man. Okay. Hey guys, by the way, right now Bybit's doing a crazy deal. You deposit $100, you get $100 for free. Yep, pretty awesome deal. So if you want to check out that deal, there's a link in the description where you can get signed up to Bybit, and of course that'll also get you in with all the usual bonuses and discounts that link will get you, up to 30K in deposit and trading bonuses and trading fee discounts and all kinds of cool stuff. But deposit $100, get $100. That's the deal. Check it out. Link in the description. Okay, so I want to talk about altcoins real quick. We've got some cool altcoin news happening right now. Now, recently, I've made two investments into new coins. These are OTC investments. You can, of course, see my full portfolio disclosures in the description of this video or the pinned comment on X if you want to know what coins I hold, or any OTC investments, venture investments, conflicts of interest. You'll find it there. Okay, so Self-Chain. They say, we're thrilled to share a significant milestone with our dedicated community. Our mainnet is going to go live on June 6th. It's a little over a week away. This is a momentous step forward in Self-Chain's story. We are eager to outline what this means for our users and our contributors. Now, this is pretty big because the guys here at Self-Chain, this is the Frontier wallet. So the Front token, this is a rebrand. Rebrands are bullish in the market. We've seen many rebrands be major bullish catalysts. So these guys are now launching their own blockchain. So here we go. To ensure a smooth transition and robust network functionality, our mainnet launch will be conducted in 3 carefully planned stages. Stage 1, the Genesis ceremony. Stage 2, migration and staking. Stage 3, public validator nodes. So kicking off Genesis ceremony where our founders and validators, along with professional Genesis validators, will onboarded. This initial phase is crucial for establishing a solid and secure baseline for the network. Following successful Genesis ceremony, we will enable token migration and staking capabilities. Token migration, that is migrating the front token to the new self-chain token. Okay. So this stage allows our early adopters to begin migrating their assets to the mainnet and participate in staking. Stage 3, community validator node participation. The final stage opens the doors to the broader community, enabling public validator nodes. This expansion is a critical step towards decentralizing the network further, enhancing security and fostering community participation. After everything proceeds as planned, we'll be able to say that Self-Chain has officially reached its main net stage. So there you go. It's happening. So this is, as they describe themselves, a modular intent-centric access layer 1 blockchain and keyless wallet infrastructure service that uses MPC technology for multi-chain Web3 access. So keyless wallet infrastructure. Basically, the guys, again, this is a wallet company that made this originally, right? So that they're launching self-chain. Basically, they looked around and said, you know what? We need our own infrastructure. So they're launching this keyless wallet infrastructure as part of self-chain. So which will in itself be a robust blockchain with these really strong features for security, right? So very interesting. Guys, go learn more about it. You can follow them at Self-Chain XYZ. Stay up to date with their main that launch. We'll be sharing more updates here, of course, on the channel as we go through that process with them. Next, I want to do a shout out to Covalent, another one that I've done investment in recently. Now, we talked about this one in the last cycle as well. They've done lots of exciting things throughout the cycle. These guys are bear market builders. They're back. They've not stopped. Okay. Simon here pointing out, saying I'm more bullish on Covalent than ever before with ETH and alt season upon us. Their Ethereum Wayback Machine is just around the corner. New major tech coming up, right? Will be a huge catalyst. Besides, he says listing on Binance or Coinbase is just a matter of time as both are investors. And it probably is just a matter of time. Just a quick few notes here for you on what Covalent is doing in case you haven't heard about them before. The Google of Web3. So TLDR, critical data infrastructure that is absolutely essential for multi-chain data availability future, 7-digit revenue generating business, flywheel, and real yield coming for token holders with a stellar team. He says, most people see Covalent as a data indexing solution similar to the graph, but after years of hard work and progress, there is way more to it by now. Why is it relevant? Well, the blockchain world is growing at an exponential scale. More ecosystems, more layer 1s, more layer 2s, hopefully more and more users, which means more transactions, which eventually means more data. And all this data is in silos. Obviously, super cool. The blockchains are centralized, open, and accessible. The downside to that, it gets more complicated and less efficient to pull data in a reliable and convenient fashion from those blockchains. This problem is called the lack of read scalability. For a multi-chain future, we need reliable, decentralized data reliability layer. Democratized data access reduces information asymmetry, accelerates product innovation, enables better informed capital allocation, makes the market more efficient as a whole. This is where Covalent comes into play as an indexing and querying layer to enable accessible and readable data at scale. Pretty cool stuff, right? Pretty cool stuff. And read just a little more here for you guys because this is pretty awesome what they're doing. Covalent's flagship product is the Unified API. The Unified API allows consumers and dApps to scrap all on-chain data in a normalized and structured fashion. So it's most convenient for them to start integrating into their solutions with the best ease of use and completeness without the hustle of intensive data processing. There's more to it. We're going to talk more about Covalent as they are bringing out their Wayback Machine and stuff like that. So there's pretty interesting stuff going on here, but definitely one to watch out as they start rolling out all this cool, exciting new technology. Now, let's talk about Uniswap. They are finally going to vote this Friday on a proposal concerning the activation of protocol fees in their V3 pools. So that would finally enable fee sharing for Uniswap token holders, something that has been promised since 2020 and has never come to fruition. Mainly because, for good reason, Uniswap was scared of getting sued by the SEC. They got sued by the SEC anyway. Should have just done it, guys. Damn. SEC, man. Anyway, this will be massive if it happens. I think it would be a very, very bullish catalyst because even though Jupiter is hot on Uniswap's heels. Uniswap is still one of the biggest decentralized exchanges in the game. It's still, in most regards, the biggest decentralized exchange, depending on the day, of course. Look across chain, they've got the biggest decentralized exchange on a lot of layer twos and stuff like that as well. So Uniswap, man, if they bring in protocol fee sharing, that could be very interesting. Very, very interesting, dude. Let's just say that. But Aerodrome coming out, throwing some shade, saying Aerodrome has officially flipped Uni V3 on Base. Aerodrome has served as the undisputed liquidity hub of the Base ecosystem, hosting 2.4x the TVL of Uniswap, and now Aerodrome has established itself as the primary volume hub of the Base ecosystem. The MetaDex era has arrived. Base gonna give it to you. Great news for my Aerodrome bags. Fantastic. You guys keep doing exactly that and more of that. Throw in the spicy shade throwing from time to time. I'll take it. Fantastic. No, but this is fantastic because look, Base still wildly under the radar considering how just insane the potential is for Base to really take off as the big layer 2 of all the Ethereum ecosystem. And Aerodrome is 100% poised to capture massive value. That's why I added more to my bags recently, plus my existing liquidity position. So I'm watching Aerodrome. Keep my eyes out of here, buddy. And real quick, Jupiter updates for you guys as well. I know a lot of you guys out there are staking Jupiter. Again, I added more to my Jupiter position recently. Staking, participating in governance, all that stuff. UpRock, they've announced an airdrop for Jupiter voters on May 30th. Additionally, you'll get 0.75% of UpRock's supply will be distributed as an active staking rewards in July when all that comes out. So if you've been staking so far, you're going to get all kinds of airdrops from all of the successful Launchpad vote winners. Plus, UpRock is doing an additional airdrop for voters. Just keep winning as a Jupiter staker, man. It's been good so far. Fingers crossed it stays good as we move forward. Anyway, guys, lots of stuff happening in the altcoin space. Very exciting times in crypto as so many updates rolling in. All these exciting things happen. So don't let scary things like the Mt. Gox Bitcoin sell-off scare you. We'll be just fine. Crypto's going to the moon, guys. We're doing okay. Okay. Cycle's continuing as per schedule. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.